Hello, it is Lord Haywire. I'm streaming some 2D4X today, but I got a new computer, and uh, something's gonna be messed up. I feel like I'm a different size. I feel like this hand, normally isn't behind this chat. Chat seemed too small earlier, so I made it bigger. Um, I also gotta fix the editor in Godot, which I couldn't remember how to do. So I'm gonna look that up, and I was like, fuck it. I've been dicking around here, updating things. I hope that my voice is going out. It looks like it is. I didn't know that I had customized. So, I knew that I had customized a bunch of stuff, but I didn't, know that I'd have to go to every fucking website and change things. This is my old gaming computer from over there. I bought a new gaming computer, moved this one. This is the one that had all sorts of issues. Got it from Origin PC. Never buy a computer from them. So I bought 2 monitors from them as well, and they were like, "There's no way the monitors are bad. There's no way." And now that I've plugged my new computer in there, some of this issues that this computer had with those monitors is still happening. So it's the monitors. I tried all of the problems that I've had with this computer are intermittent, and so it's really hard to test it, And I got to do my thing over here. Auto find and activate. And is this thing gonna auto find activate source? Oh, it doesn't have auto activate. There we go. What is this crap? All right, so I might miss chats. Everything sounds weird in my ears too. And there's also, I wonder what settings I had, like something to change my voice. We'll never know. I should probably test this here real quick. Let me put a test Twitch message. I do not see it in my chat. I had a feeling that would test YouTube message. We will do some programming today, I swear to God. Yeah, so neither one of those came across. I thought I edited this, but let's see here. Properties. It's probably connected to my... Well, I can see them. I can see them in my my side. They're really behind, though. That shit was fucking forever behind. I gotta... So this is what I used to stream on my other channel too. So on my Lord Haywire one with gaming. So this might still be connected to the Lord Haywire, though I did change it already. So something's fucked up. Stream chat dock and overlay. Let's copy this link. Let's paste it in here. It is visible. Is it different? It is different. All right, we got to do another test now, though. Isn't this fun, testing? I've been watching some other streamers, and they also have similar issues. Test 2 Twitch. Fucking A, man. That thing is behind as shit, though. I didn't know it. I mean, I knew it was behind, but not that. Test 2 YouTube. Like it gets to me before it gets to you guys. Back out again. All right, it's all there. Now back to this thing. We got to set up... Man, I sound so quiet. I feel like I'm shouting. And I like moving the cord around is coming through. I thought I have some sort of voice turny-offy thing. Noise removal and room echo cancel. That requires a high-end GPU. Not recommended for studio voice. I wonder what this does. I'm going to turn it on. Oh, no. I have to turn off that other stuff, though. No. Fuck that. Okay. Well, there's some testing. Now we got to figure out the editor. We got to put it... Probably it's an advanced thing. Let's Google it. Godot external editor. Using an external go to text editor. In what? Editor settings. That makes sense. I just did this the other day for a different computer. Didn't I? I think I did. Text editor, external, use external. I was like, what the fuck? I don't remember having to put a path in. You know what I can do is I think I'm connected to my old computer. I have all these test computers up right now because I was running tests on things. What was it? Godot. Let's copy this shit over. Hopefully. It's opening. This is so exciting. It's not like my stream is normally exciting though. It's always, been going for the boringest stream ever in editor settings, text editor, external. It's not on. It's that is not on. How did I link this then? Got a lot going on here. There is many things going on this other computer. And I'm remoted into 2 computers. Okay, so using an external text editor. Wonder why that isn't turned on. Where did I do this recently? External editors are treated like second-class citizens. Such as, no, this is the right spot. How is that other thing not turned on? All I want to do is be able to double-click this and then open Writer. And I installed Writer right before this, so it's weird that other one is not turned on. Editor, external. What if I just check that? Don't, my eyes are going. Couldn't open external, fall back to the internal. Let's put in this path. Executable path. I don't know where the fuck this thing lives. Probably in program files. Oh, no, I actually installed it in my D drive. Jesus Christ. Let's get this a different way. Writer, Godot, external, editor. Godot support. I remember I had to do something with this recently. If the project, if it uses file open, in the Godot editor, .NET is where it's supposed to be. .NET. Under editor, .NET. This I remember. Here we go. This I remember. Yeah. Something's doing something. It's on the wrong screen, but that's okay. And I did check earlier that this little Godot guy was saying it was connected, because there was a few things I had to do. It's actually surprisingly easy to set all this up. It just takes a little bit of time. You would think you would think because we're using Godot's, but we're using C#, but we're using whatever. Oh man, my settings for ignoring this stuff is not turned on. Well, we can fix that. You figure it'd be a big pain in the ass. I don't think that my GitHub is set up. You know what I just found out yesterday? That Linus from Linux invented the Git thing. I did not know that. All right, where are we at? We're gonna have to fix some stuff. Obviously, things are gonna be fucked up at some point or regularly. Am I streaming? Looks like I am. Okay, my tests are up. Everything's fine. I was gonna run this. Something weird's going on with my desk here. I guess I did run this. Let's hit start and see what errors we get. We got an error right there. I wonder what that error is. Oh, that was that editor one. This computer is significantly better than the other computer that used to be here. That thing is a piece of shit. It just because of age. Just because of age. All right. So we have all this. I wonder if recruiting an aid works. Seems to work. What were we actually doing though? I don't have any of this shit set up. I'm listening to a terrible song. GitHub 2D4X. Oh, I didn't log into GitHub here. Okay, it's fine. Projects. Oh, but it's not. I'm not signed in here. Two-factor authentication. This is from an app. What's the deal with this all going to apps now? It's quite annoying. I'm having to deal with that at my job all the time too. People do not like authentication apps. I'll tell you that much. There's got to be a better way to do this. They keep saying, in the IT world, they keep saying, oh, we're going to have passwordless logins any day now. And it's like, no, we're not. Shut up. You've been saying that for 10 fucking years. Okay. Here's my project. What were we doing? Everything looks tiny. Here needs to be spawned to be able to recruit subordinates. I thought, didn't we fix that? The coffee I drank today fucking destroyed my stomach. My stomach is in agony. All right, let's see. Well, here's the two people. We just recruited that person. Let's spawn that person. Oh, I know what we're talking about. So this is not, I changed my mind about this. Originally, the original plan was not to have, so the idea was that when you start recruiting, your hero kind of goes around the county asking people if they want to join his forces or whatever. Because they're not, I was about to say army, but they're not always an army. And so I was like, originally when I set that up, I was like, they don't need to be spawned for that. But then dawned on me, they do need to be spawned for that because we want the player next, the player, like, so if this was another player, because we're going to make this multiplayer, to be able to hover over this and see that this person has troops with them. So that you can see them building up on the border, basically. Imagine this is a player right here. And you're these guys, and they start spawning troops, spawning leaders all over this place. You're going to be like, oh shit, they're going to attack me. So we want it that when they're recruiting, even if they are not recruiting soldiers, like they can be subordinates is what we call them in the game. Subordinates can be soldiers, but you just want to see like, oh, they're building one guy there. What's he doing? And it will just show the number. Maybe it will just show him spawn, but we'll need some sort of spy mechanic at some point to have this show like where this tooltip is. We're actually gonna have this tooltip have more information. The hero's name, and maybe we'll put like how many people are there. I'm trying to think because, yeah, you're gonna want to. I wonder how we should do the spy thing though. Right now, I think we'll have to come back to that. Let's put a note in there. We have espionage somewhere in here. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to do a note. You know, it's funny. I was getting kind of demoralized about this game. I was just like, "Fuck, dude, this thing is never gonna be done." I always joke it's gonna take 5 years. From always be, it's always 5 years, you know. And then when we finish the save game part, it's not 100% done, but when we finish that, it kind of like re-energized me. It was weird. Uh, yeah. Um, because it makes me feel sort of like we're getting towards a point where basically I'm gonna have to hire an artist for the demo part and then fill out this whole part of the world. You know, it's Idaho, Washington, Oregon. I gotta skip this song. I know you guys can't hear it. Elton John. I don't know how Elton John got turned on. Um, okay. What were we doing? Oh, I was putting a note. Currently, all heroes are shown to everyone, but we need to change it. So, currently on will be shown to everyone. We need to change it so that there is some sort of espionage. Espionage. What game does a pretty good job of that is God, what the fuck is the name of that game? I don't know why looking at Shadow Empire. Shadow Empire gives you a guesstimation showing showing neighboring heroes. We could do it like like Shadow Empire, where the number of subordinates is a guesstimation, depending on skill or scouting or some shit. I like to put everything in the title so that I don't have to open the fucking thing. Oh, it's too long. All right. What are we at? Oh, you're not going to tell me where we're at, though. Thank you. Who programmed this shit? The title cannot be longer than 250 characters. We could do it like Shadow Empire, depending on scouting. Yeah, they should tell you how many. All right, so we have that, how many words it is. Man, it is like a dream programming or doing anything on this computer compared to the old one. So in the meantime, we're just going to have them show for everyone. But you won't be able to recruit. And I was just thinking, so how you start recruiting is you go to here and you just change this number. We could do it that when we close this, we check to see if they're recruiting and it spawns them. It just spawns them automatically. We already have something somewhere about checking for recruiting in the beginning of the day, and when you close this, it does something. So this is the population description panel. Oh my god, everything's in the wrong order down here. What is this shit? Oh yeah, I had to fucking... Man, I don't know if anyone else has this issue, but to get into my ancient Hotmail accounts, which are constantly under attack, is a huge issue. Because they're constantly under attack, it's always saying, oh, you can't log in right now. And I've had these Hotmail accounts for seriously 30 years or something. When did Hotmail come around? Hotmail. Original. Hey, Crystal, how's it going? Or Hotmail Wiki. Yeah, if you can look on your Hotmail accounts to see when someone's tried a wrong password. 1996, so it could have been 25 years ago. Wait, how does math work? Yeah, it was like 30 years ago. Yeah, so you can look on your Hotmail account. It's just constantly under attack. One of my coworkers came to me once and was like, "I'm under attack," and I was like, "That's because you've had this Hotmail account for fucking 400 years." You figure Microsoft would do something about it, but they don't. Um, and I would like to just shut down those accounts, except that I use them as junk things. So I every single, you know, when you like want to sign up to a site and they require an email, I put them in I put in my shitty Hotmail accounts. But then every once in a while I got to log in, like for Twitch, and I can't log in because they're constantly under attack. Huge pain in the ass. Anyways, so let's do this. Let's look at our population description panel. What are we looking at over here? You know, I don't know if I talked to you, Crystal, since your interview. I know I messaged a little bit, but how did the interview go? I was working or something, and I didn't get a chance to uh, actually interact. All right, we're definitely gonna have to change this. Yeah, no problem. I actually opened two. I was like on one of my other computers, and then I wanted to like actually listen because you know it's not always that you got a guess, and I was curious to see what was going on, and of course it's the rule. The rule is that if I try to open anyone's Twitch while I'm working, the phone starts um, uh, ringing the minute, like pretty much. I forget where I fixed this. I want to fix name in file, fix name in folder, fix naming. No. Disable once with comment. Configure inspection severe. Do not show. It's one of these things. Change naming rule. Change naming rule. Instance field. I think it's this one. To the casino. Oh, you playing poker? Yeah, it's this one. So we want to change. We don't want that line. Here we go. Static fields? No, I don't want this line for anything. Static field private. We'll have to see what that looks like. Where's this underline bullshit? Oh, you know, didn't I change this to like Visual Studio? No, I did just it wanted to know what hotkeys, and I picked the Visual Studio because that's where it came from, and I don't want to reload instance field private. How do I edit you? Edit. Prefix. None. Okay. Save. There we go. First problem done. What the fuck is this thing's problem? This is a what? Show context menu. Inconsistent naming. Instance field not private. Just, I know I don't want to fucking underline. I don't see this one though. What was it? It's an instance field not private. Oh, is this one like a, you want uppercase? Now it makes me feel like I'm doing all of my shit wrong. Edit. This is exciting. Lower camel case. All right, good to go. Control S, just for whatever reason. This looks really small too. Okay, so what we're doing, description panel control. So what happens when we hit this close button? I bet you a bunch of shit happens already. It probably close. Come on, close button, or like something else is linked. Okay, it hides it. So what happens on visual visibility changed? Oh, you know what was funny too is that when I was setting up OBS earlier, I glanced at myself. I think I'm too big, but I can't tell. When I was setting up OBS, I had moved around. Everything got moved around. This is the same camera I used to use. So, but somehow the camera got moved. So when I turned on OBS, it was just like a view of from my from like here down to my belly, and I was like sitting all hunched. it was it was talking about demoralizing earlier. It's like, oh my god, what the fuck is this loser doing? Okay, so if um, on visibility is false, so this is when it hides. We adjust the controls. We disable the spawn hero check button. What? If hero button clicked, what the fuck is the hero button? Hero button clicked. I don't remember what the hero button is. And we have quite a few things. What is a hero button? Hero. Okay, that must be something we're passing back and forth. So, I wish I had put some notes on what the hero button was. Oh, I did. If the player has clicked a hero from the list below the... Okay, alright. So that's if you click on the button over here. See, that thing changed. So that thing changed. Wherever this thing is getting changed, we need to also spawn the hero. So back up to here. Visibility. What the fuck, man? These are the same in either one. These are the same. Why are these like this? So see how these are exactly the same? Why wouldn't this just be down here? What? Okay, I know that this is a mistake because whenever I do this, something gets fucked up. But these are the same. If in the if else is the same, why would they be? Okay. So what are we doing here? Adjust player controls. If the hero button is clicked, adjust player. Okay, so it's not that crap. Update everything. Oh, it must be under this update everything. Okay, so update everything must. Yeah. So that okay. We don't want to change that. What we want to do then is inside this else. Hero button clicked is false. I have no idea what the fuck this does, but let's put this here. We will, this is in the population description control. We'll call this check if recruiting. We might move this somewhere else. What did we call the recruiting guy? It wasn't the muster master or whatever. It was something else. Actually, it could have been the muster master. Why does everything sound like shit on here too? Like songs that I normally are like, yeah, this song's okay. Recruiter? Joker, how's it going? Recruiter. That's my look of, what the fuck is this song? I know this song. You guys know this. Here, gotta find where to turn this on. You guys know this song. Oh, it doesn't show it as playing. Let me fix it. Because it, something's fucked up. Here we go. I'm gonna get one of those copyright things. You guys know that song? It's just, okay, so I'm gonna put a note on this. Let's put a summary. No, it's like some famous heavy metal song. Oh, It's called Sparks is the name of the band. This town ain't big enough for the both of us. Okay. Check if the hero is recruiting, and if they are recruiting, then spawn the hero token. We also need to put a note in here that just flashed through my mind. We want to have don't let the player despawn a hero token if the hero is recruiting. We probably need some sort of notification or something. Yeah. For the two of us? Both of us? Two of us? I was watching that Peacekeeper TV show before while I was setting this up. I don't know how I feel about that show yet. I'm only on like episode 3 or something. I'm not a big superhero fan, and like the deconstruction of superheroes, it's kind of tired of it. Yeah, he's okay in it actually. I saw like a clip or something from it, and I was like, oh my god, he's gonna be terrible in this because I don't think he's a very good actor. But he's actually, I was like, oh, he seems to be doing okay. Yeah, I mean, I was impressed um, with that part. Uh, but yeah, I'm not a big superhero guy. I feel like it's one of those things too. If uh, like if you're a nerd, like I'm a nerd, then you have to like superhero movies. But it's just nah. For The Rock's new movie? No. I, I assume you're being sarcastic because I saw pictures of him like all skinny. I'm looking for okay, I can't remember what the um how we know they're recruiting when we change that thing. So I'm looking. I've seen clips of him in other movies, but I don't think I've ever seen a movie with The Rock, like as with him as the main guy. He's just not that movie. I'm a, uh, I'm trying to think of the name of what do they call those movies that are art? I'm more into art house. Does it seem good? Because wow, I'm now I want to check it out because I just assumed it was another rock thing where he just flexes his muscles or whatever he does. Let's look at this thing here. I think they get their activity has changed. In fact, I'm almost positive. So let's go actually to the arrow keys. We push the arrow keys. Um, Update description info. Update perks. Update hero recruitment buttons. What does this do? If the activity is not recruited and not service, return. And we hide that. No, we hide that if it's. Someone stole his mutts. It's an artsy film? Well, now I'm Uncut Gems. I haven't seen that either. Uh, are you talking about the Mortal, when you say MK, Mortal Kombat? Um, this is not what we want. So do we stick it on the thing? I might have sticked it as scripted. Inventory box, subordinates container. Update number of subordinates, phrase, number of subordinates wanted, update max subordinates. How do we know that this should be updated at all, though? Or does it just always update? This shit is kind of complicated. Recruiter. It is recalled recruiter. Get max number of recruits. We'll probably move that. I wonder if for the recruiter already has something. Check for recruitment. I figured I would give it a better name than recruiter. So what does this thing do? If the heroes are moving, then recruit. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to have like. I've been playing a lot of Victoria 3 again, and there's so many times where I'm like, why the fuck is this doing this? Or why the fuck can't I do this? Check for recruiting activity. Is hero update activity? I don't know what that means. But it looks like if he's under recruit, if the activity is recruit. So let's put this, but what is this? Oh, because we're passing in, like we're probably using this in some place where like a for loop or for each loop or something. And if the count is less than this is updating. This isn't checking, this is updating. I mean, it is checking and updating. I'm going to rename this to update recruiting activity, update, and fire subordinates, check for days recruiting, fire subordinates, remove people. There is a lot of stuff in here. I don't remember it being this, it was a huge pain actually. All right, so we need one that's just a check for recruiting. Where did I put this thing? I swear I just typed this in here. There it is. Check if. If. All right, you're going to go over here. I don't want it there for some reason. And we'll probably have to rename that shit too. And then we should get an error here. Yeah, we'll make this static. Public and static. And we're going to return a bool. And man, I was just like 2 years ago, I would have had no fucking clue what I was just typing in. I went to the archery range yesterday, took the day off work, paid $50 for a lift to get there and back, and it was fucking closed. Fucking, I knew that was gonna happen. I knew it. So I went online and looked at their website ahead of time, and it didn't say anything about them being closed. So I sent them an email when I got home, and I said, "You guys got to put on your fucking website when you're closed." Except I left out the fucking part. So if okay, sorry, I had to turn down my music. It was incredibly loud. If we're gonna have to pass in a population data, if close recruit And then, man, Joker, how do you remember that stuff? You must be young still, before the memory. What is this thing's problem? What are you complaining about? Oh, we're not returning anything. And we can turn this into that other thing. The whatever, where it's one big line of shit. Yeah, that. Oh, well, that was even easier. Yeah. Then we'll take this. He ain't that young? He just has a good memory? Man. Um, we must have a population data we can pass in here. Okay. So if check, wait. So this is nice and all, except that's not what I want to do. We want does the hero need spawning? This is what we want to do in here. I forgot how programming worked for a second there. We're going to cut this. We're going to put this here. And we're going to go if they're recruiting, we need to now check if the hero is spawning. So I wonder how the fuck we're going to do that, or if the hero's already spawned. If population data, what do we got on here? Hero token, we do, is equal to null. Is this going to work? I don't know. I don't know. If it's equal to null, then we need to, we have like a token spawner or something. Spawn, what do we need in here? Tell me what we need in here. Why is that so small? Oh, I think I figured out a way to make this bigger on my other one. Open document, adjust font size. I would like you to be larger. Because, man, that shit's too small for my eyes. All right, what is this thing? So we need a county and a population data, eh? The first one's easy. And the second one, I think we can get... I guess that's as big as we can get it. That's our only choice. Actually, I think there's another spot you can change everything much larger. What is Quodana? Quodana. I think is it under county data? Get? No. Where is this thing? It's called, what is it called? We need to get county from location. Get county from location ID. Where does this thing live? In the globals? I don't know. In the globals? Get county data from location. All right, whatever. That seems like a strange spot. But whatever. Get county data from location ID. We're really passing in a fucking population data location. We're really passing in a... what's your problem? Oh, we need a... This is going to suck. Why are we passing in a county? We're setting the location after we just pass. Okay, whatever. We're not going to question my past self. Yeah, somebody accidentally turned that on in my work the other day. And we used to have a guy who was legally blind, but he could still see enough. He had one of those magnifiers. It's pretty intense. They have one built into Windows. I think it's called magnifier, actually. So it looks to me Oh, we have to get the hero spawn off of it. Okay. So we do need the counties. So we're gonna go county. Um, county equals. I think we need to go. I think we need to step through it because I don't think I can put on here. Oh, maybe I can. Fuck it. All right, that didn't work. Um, cannot convert. Can I cast this? No. Is that what you want? All right, we'll go county, 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 county. You don't need to be a county there. County node is the county. And then we'll go county. Oh, wait, now you're fine with it? Oh, it's because there was a thing there. All right, fine. Fuck it. Get out of here. Yeah, there's Magnifier, then there's another program that's really expensive for that, for people who have eyesight issues. It's extremely expensive. Um, the company I work for bought it for him though. And they do the thing where like you get version 2025 or whatever, but then when version 2026 comes out, you got to pay again. I guess the only way does the hero need spawning? I guess this is we have to test this. There's nothing else we can do at this point. Um, mm-hmm. Go to here. So now at this point, the hero is not spawned. We got to do this. So now the hero should be spawned once we click this. And it worked. Makes me suspicious. Makes me very suspicious. No bugs or anything? Impossible. Impossible. All right, I guess that works perfectly. Now we need to check for this spawn button right here because we don't want him to be able to unspawn him. Let's test it. Let's go in here and put this back to 0. Then what happens? He's still spawned though. I don't know. We might want that to be the case. Let's test it again when he... Yeah, that works. So that's going to be also on the description panel somewhere. Or the county... No, that's going to be on the county info panel. County info panel. But that's in a special little thing. A special little thing. That is under heroes something or other. Scenes, hero panel container, maybe? Seems about right. Yeah, spawn hero button. So that should be connected. It's probably connected with a signal the old school way. Let's look here. No, it is not. Maybe it is. Spawn, yeah, it is. Spawn hero checkbox on. Okay, so spawn hero checkbox is what we want to find in here. Spawn hero checkbox. So if the spawn button pressed and the populace is hero spawn equals false. So if the button is pressed and the population data is hero spawned is false, it spawns them. Otherwise it unspawns them because you're clicking the unspawn. But we need to say if recruiter check if recruiting population data equals true equals false, then I see that there's a problem up there. Then do this. Yeah, we definitely need it. Because what's going to happen is the player's going to be like, why can't I fucking unspawn this guy? What's your problem? Oh, yeah, do that thing. So what we want to be able to do here is make it, yeah, we're going to have all sorts of notes like that. Because like I said, I was playing Victoria, I was playing some other game too, and I was often like, why can't I do this? And there's a reason why, and at this point it will just look like a bug. So if we say that you're recruiting, he's going to spawn this on here, and then we want to be able to turn this off, but we can't. Actually, what we need to do is make it so you can't turn it off at all. Like that switch shouldn't work. So if he's recruiting, we skip this, but we also need to turn on, or if he's not recruiting, we need to turn it back on. Else the fucking spawn hero button pressed equals true. Man, I feel like I'm doing some very basic stuff here, which is not like a bad thing. It's like kind of a good thing. Back to recruiting. Yeah, you can't even see. I thought I was almost positive it was going to show a little flash. That's perfect. We need a tooltip. I wonder how I tooltip that fucking thing, because it needs a tooltip. Let's see here. Spawn hero button, tool, tip, text. Look at that shit. And you know, Joker has a tutorial on how to make your tooltips cool. And I should probably watch it, because I need to... we're going to have a lot of it's going to be a tooltip game. One of the problems I find with Victoria 3, though, is it's too much tooltips. You're hovering over fucking everything, dude, and it gets fucking old. So we're going to need to open up the localization. Not through here, though. Where the fuck am I going? Yeah, it's so much nicer using this computer compared to the old computer. I do need to download I have a backup, it's called Backblaze. It's terrible. A cloud backup. So when you have a backup, you should always test your backup. Like always. Like if you do a backup, hero is recruiting. So if you do a backup, the first thing you should do with a backup is test it and make sure it works, right? And so I did that with my backup, but I only tested restoring one file. Whoops. Now I need to restore everything, and it turned into a huge clusterfuck of. They're like, you can download this, but you only can download a certain amount at a time. I want to download fucking 3 terabytes to English. Oh, they don't have Latin American Spanish on here? What am I looking for here? What? They're completely different. All right, we'll put that. Was I doing that the whole time? I don't remember. I think it was Latin American Spanish. Excel Latin American Spanish. I mean, who the fuck lives in Spain? translation. Use the built-in translate feature on the review tab or use, yeah, I know that. Highlights, well, I guess I didn't know that, but it doesn't show. We already have that installed. Functions translator. I need to install it in additional language. Oh, is it like something up here? Oh, there's no thing. The dictionary panel. I think this is something else. Panel. Add. Maybe we always said span. I can look. I can look right now. Which hundreds of computers do I have open? Let's see here. Yeah, I also was thinking it is kind of like having IT knowledge kind of feels like a superpower a little bit sometimes. I'm like, can remote into computers, like the average person doesn't know how to do that. Um, but it's not hard. Oh, I was just using straight Spanish. What an asshole I am. Huh. In the review, let's see what ChatGPT says. I don't think I'm logged into ChatGPT on this. Get the fuck out of here. You do have to log into a lot of stuff on your new computer, This is too small. In Excel, I would like to add Latin America and Spanish to the translation page. How do I do that? Let's see, let it do the searching. Review tab translate as the translation language. Like this is way too much. Who cares, right? I guess I care. Translate. There isn't. There. Maybe it's in a different. Maybe it's like it says no. Like maybe it. No. It doesn't show that. If you maintain your own sheet, if you're linked to Godot, what? It doesn't show Spanish, Latin America. Only shows Spanish, which is a generalized version closer to Spain's standard. Yeah, no shit. That's why I don't want it. Look at this. I don't want to do that. You can explicitly create a column. If you want machine translation, do I care about this that much? You could run it through your own column by why would, fucking Microsoft. That's crazy. That's crazy that that's not an option. Right? That's crazy to me. That's not an option. I bet you I already went through this whole exact thing. And I don't, do you remember, Joker? Since you have a good memory. All right. We'll just do it this way. It doesn't matter. All right. Hero is get the fuck out of here trying to get me to make this into OneDrive. Is it going to do that every time I save it? You piece of shit. Don't show again. Um, all right. Let's do programming, right? What did this new line bullshit show up? You remember the thing, the recruiting thing. Um, I think I have to do the TR thing. It doesn't always require it, but I've had better luck if I just do it. All right, one more time. We have a problem though. No, we don't. It might work. Let's see here. I just figured I had some other. Okay, so I'm getting no tooltip, which is what we don't want a tooltip right now. So we do this. We close that. We still get no tooltip. Oh, there it is, but I had to click on it, which is okay. It didn't translate because I need to re-import this. But that works. That's what we want. We're gonna have to do that more regularly, honestly. I know I say that all the time, but it's the same. It's the same thing. I just got to start doing it, like just like I'm doing the translations, the localization immediately. I am going to take a quick break though. I don't know what they put in this coffee today, but it is making me die for smoke. I wonder what this break timer looks like. Looks the same. All right, I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Yeah, the chat looks okay. I think it's the right size. I don't know. What the fuck we're doing. Let me start my music that you guys can't hear. All right, we did that. We imported that. And it does work. You have to, yeah, that all works. Okay, so let's go back. We did both those things. Here needs to be spawned to be able to recruit subordinates. We did that. Diplomacy panel, I put that other stuff under diplomacy just because. We also added the faction panel for the player. It doesn't have anything on it, but there we go. Players can move their hero tokens in other faction counties unless they've been banned, and if they want to move into a county they have been banned from, then it offers the declaration of war control. Hide the speed in the war changes something like if the faction is at war with the current hero faction line. We did this. And we never did we test this? I don't think we tested it. Let's go back and test this. Let's restart it too. Because we have made some minor changes and who knows what we did last time. So what we need to do is go to our new diplomacy panel. Declare war on faction. So now we're at war. So then we go in here. And then do we actually start combat and stuff? I don't think we check this at all. Well, we got a bug, so that is definitely... Okay, so this is where we commented all this stuff out, and I put this in here for this exact reason. So, we did not test this. We're going to have to push to main again very soon because we pushed some broken piece of shit last time. Army visiting county. Army attacking county. I wonder what this army visiting county used to do. It reparents it for some reason to the army's H box. And it adds it to the visiting army list. What does this thing do? This sets up a new battle. Okay, so I thought we had different boxes. I deleted this box, I think. Let's see. Where is that fucking box? What's it called? County data. Wait, county data. Where are we? This is going to be under a county. I don't have like a template for this. So here's our battle control. Each one's kind of separate in a different area. I probably, whatever they call it, inheritance or whatever, I would have, maybe I was just copying one of these. It's in the map editor, which we're going to have to fuck with at some point again. Okay, so we had armies and heroes. And I was thinking that, oh, this is still here. So I thought we had a visiting army list and like a battle army list, and I think that's why I got rid of this one. But let's look. I guess we don't. We have these things. Because we could put this under armies still, because you're at war. Could you have a hero over there when you're not at war? You could, like spies and shit. diplomats, I suppose. Yeah, we'll keep this separate. I got rid of the visiting army list, though. This is under county, though. We're in the wrong. County data. I deleted it. No, I did not. Visiting hero list. Yes, I did. Uh, so there's a visiting hero list and a visiting army list. I think we... Whoops, I forgot to turn on my break timer. We'll keep the visiting army list. Wonder what I have fucked up now. Because I deleted that. Like, don't we have a DTOs? Yeah, and I deleted it out of here. So we need to add this thing. And we need to do visiting army list. And then we need it. Whoa! And visiting army list. And then we need from DTO. Convert every population list. Copy this. Army list. I don't know what I'm listening to now. I know you guys can't hear it. It's bad. Stereogram. And I'm back on that thing where like every other song is very quiet. Alright, let's see here. So we fixed that army list. Where was this thing? So it's going to add him to the list. Spawn hero token. It's going to reparent that to the army H box. And then this, though, we need armies and county list. Okay, so this one is we used to have a, because they were distinct. So this one is checking. It's checking for the heroes if they were armies. So we would, I think we're just gonna go heroes in county list. Why are you still grayed out? Because of that. Okay. So it's gonna check if there's a hero in the county. If the county is greater, if it's greater than 0, it's gonna create a new battle. Else, we capture it. The reason I'm staring at it like that is because it's supposed to spawn guys, defenders, automatic defenders like militia, basically. We need to declare war. We need to spawn you and then have you move over here. Okay, it did spawn a person. We're missing the... Oh, look, this worked. This tooltip worked. This tooltip did not. This is the wrong... Yeah, like they never reached their destination. So we do have a bug down here, so let's see. Oh, we commented out all of the start battle stuff. We'll get rid of here. And then we'll put this back. I don't remember what we were testing. Defenders, Army in County. Subscribe to the hourly change, and then we show that thing. I mean, we're just going to have to test it again. Combat logs. I wonder why that's commented out. Oh, we were going to set up like save combat logs for later. I'm glad I put in these air things. You know, we don't have to be running it from here anymore. We can run it from main since we're pulling from the save game. We're going to declare war over here. And we're going to spawn you. I want to see, I think it's not, oh, we did get something. We got an air, but we got something. Because it's probably, this is a tooltip. See, this time it didn't work. Hourly battle. So every hour there's supposed to be a battle. Attack. What was the actual air? Couldn't find notepad. Notepad should be over here somewhere. And this should be over here. The clock. Object reference not set to an instance of an object. I think that might be the most common error I get. Battle control. Clock. Set hour. Do ticker. Does it really have a problem with the clock? When I clicked on it, it went to here. So it must be working. Wow, there's 5 usages? Oh. We're unsubscribing a bunch of times. So we have a counter. Let's put a breakpoint on here. I think this is going to be the easiest way to figure this out. Run this debug thing. Let's close this one. I'm surprised this is so slow on this much more powerful computer. Diplomacy. Declare war. Close. Spawn. Move. Pause. Okay, here we go. I hit spacebar. Which one? It's this one. The defender is not set. So how are we getting this defender? And it's also, if we look on here, we can, oh, we can't do it, but there's that little thing, the little missing thing. So how are we assigning the defender token? Defender army. So it looks to me, this is what we just changed, where that one had, it was armies and county. So in this case, there is no hero. There is no hero there. How could any of the tokens ever be equal to null? Well, we just encountered it. Okay, so the visiting army list, this is getting um, assigned to here. County attacker selected token. County, okay, and then we get the population data from that. So this one's good. This one's the defender is bad. So here there are no heroes. So it just skips this whole thing. Because there's nothing in this list. I'm almost positive that there's nothing in this list. Because that would make sense because there's no heroes there. Actually, there's no spawned hero here, but there is a hero here. Martha Reed. Um, yeah, so there is a hero in here, but they are null because they haven't been spawned. So I wonder how we were doing this before. We're missing a step. Because we had a thing in here where I don't think it was in the battle control, but maybe it was. Where if you get there and there was no, it was like on token movement or something on reach destination. Hero reached neutral county. So I wonder, I guess this did work because otherwise we would have had other issues. Hero reached enemy county. We put him in the visiting. Hero visit county. Visiting hero list. Army visit. Okay, we got a different problem here. Armies can't visit. They can only attack. So what is using? Army attacking. So we had an army. Now we have hero reached enemy county. Army attacking county. This should be army visiting enemy enemy county. Yeah, you can stop this. Just to make that match. Okay, so if I don't see any spawning. Army visiting enemy county. We do, here, I'm gonna move this up here since we might need to be looking at it here. If the destination county heroes and county list is greater than 0, we have a battle. But why didn't we don't have it. We need to spawn the guy. I wonder where the other spawn stuff was. Spawn. It would have been a capital spawn. And it actually would be spawn like that. Oh, wait, no, it wouldn't. Because there'd be like a population data in there. Fire subordinates and recruiting activity. That's if, So that's starting movement. See, now this song's too fucking loud. Not that you guys can hear it. Oh yeah, I didn't double check my thing over there. Looks great. Check for defenders. Here, wait. Check for defenders. Defender spawns army. So where did we do this? This is what we need to do. Starting move, we checked for defenders. Okay, here's the problem. Is check for defenders is wrong. So we get the county for the destination. That's right, because it's where we're attacking. Currently, there's a couple of things we need to do this. We also need them to start recruiting. Hero faction data. This is just for this stuff. So is faction at war and defender on the way. What is defender on the way? Get all the heroes list in the destination county for the county's faction. See if any of the faction heroes are on the way to it. Did we see any of this? Like, check for. We have capital things here, even with the capitals off. Checking. Oh, checking. Defender on the way or not at war. That's not true, though. There was no defender on the way. Okay, so where are we looking? We go through the All Heroes Dictionary, which is, that's two bools, or two ints, I mean, yeah. Okay, so then we return population data from population. So we get a county if the destination is not equal. Okay, so we need to see, go back to this thing. I closed it, wherever the fuck it went. Not the terminal, not the problems, not the, where is that thing? Hero on the way. What did I do here? Hero on, no. All right, so what happened here? So it went through each one of these and it found that there's nothing there. So let's put a GD print in here. No, hero not on the way. So this is going to return whatever defender on the way is false. So if this is false, checking for defender on the way or not at war. I think that's what we just saw. Checking, motherfucker. Defender on the way or not at war. So something is wrong here. Is faction at war? Let's run it again. We're slowly going back. We'll figure it out. Diplomacy. Yes. Spawn you. Okay, so we get to here. We could have something wrong here. This is not telling me what I want to know. I wanted to tell me if this is yes. Well, we got a resource, and they're different, which is good. So how do I know if this is true? This is false. There is no defender on the way, though. This used to be a different thing. I'm wondering. Wait. No, that's right. Okay. What does this not tell me? And yeah, no, that should be an and. Why does this not tell me if this is true or false? It does somehow, and I'm just missing it. So we know this one is false, right? So this one must be, is faction at war, must be. I wonder if we didn't set all the things right for the, oh, you know what we can look at here is make sure that this is the right thing. AI faction 2. That is AI faction 2. No, I declared war on AI faction 1, though. Wait, have I been declaring war on the wrong people this whole time? Uh, if that's the case, we have a different issue. I was declaring war on AI faction 1, which is that one. So I was declaring war on the wrong faction. Faction 2, we have a horribly different. Okay, so that when it's red, that must be false, and then when it's green, that must be true. So this is true, and this is false. So we should be spawning the defenders at this point. Oh, I can't do it. All right, fuck off. Fuck off. We're gonna stop this. Even though I did go to a spot where there was something checked out. Check for armies. Yeah, let's stop this. I thought we already fixed this. Check for spawned armies. If there is one, then it returns null. Otherwise, it spawns one. That seems like that would be the opposite. I remember looking at that. Okay, so check for armies has one usage. It's in diplomacy. Get rid of this. Armies in county list. So this is going to be heroes in county list. Why are you got a problem here? Method, delegate, or event is expected. I wonder why we had to do a count the other way there. So this is if. This is all, we're checking heroes, and we'll have visiting armies. Maybe we should get rid of that visiting armies and we'll have visiting heroes. It kind of would be, it's kind of easier if we put them in that other list though. So we will. If the population hero token is not equal to null, return null. What is this weird shit? Else, and this is grayed out. I have a redundant else. Return population data. What is this supposed to do? It's supposed to check for armies. I don't think this does what I think it does. I'm about to use that, try to use the WASP to move shit around. That would have not worked. Okay, so we pass in a county. We're returning a population data. So it go. If the population hero token is not equal to null, if it's equal, if the hero token is equal to null, return the population. Else, I was returning a null population data. Oh, we got some other issues down here too. Check for spawn. If there is one, then it returns null. Otherwise, so this was real. Otherwise, it spawns one. Check for and spawn. Check for and spawn armies. I think I did this strangely. Wouldn't be the first time. So we're going through every hero in here. And if the first one we hit, if its hero token's null, we return the population data. Else, we don't return anything. We have this count in here too. Heroes and county list. Why do you got a problem with this? Is there a typo? There is a typo. Oh my god, what do I have insert on? Wait, heroes? Heroes with a ES? That looks wrong to me now. Heroes? Yep, that's right. So this is very strange. We have to fix this. There's something weird going on here. Okay, so it's defending heroes list count. So if it goes through here, it would return this population data way ahead of time. But that's if it equals null. But then down here, defending hero list count. Okay, so we have different problems here. Okay, I see what's going on. Yeah, this whole thing is strange. So what we got to do is first we need to. So why are we returning? Where is this returning to? What are we returning here? Okay, so we have a defending hero. Check for and spawn defending hero. Okay, so we pass in this, and then we get a defending hero. If it's not null, if it's not null, we defenders faction data. We pass in. What the fuck is this? Why do we even have this? Why don't we just go straight for check for and spawn defending hero? Okay, what's using this thing? Well, that's in diplomacy. Is that where this is? This is. Okay, we're gonna change this all around. I don't know what the fuck this thing is, but I don't think it's necessary. We're gonna go to here, which is right here. This is a public static. We're gonna get rid of this thing. It's only one spot. This is some old code. We'll just fix it. So this, we don't need this. We're going to pass in here. And we'll change that. What the fuck? Check for and spawn defending hero. So I don't think this should be uh, I don't think this should be in diplomacy, but whatever. That we'll leave it there for now. We can break it into two. We don't need to pass in a thing here. We're gonna pass in a public static. We definitely want static void. We're just gonna do it. So on the battle location, okay, I see what we need to do here. So I see what we were trying to do here. It's saying, if the count for the hero, if the count for the hero list is greater than 0, which means there's already a hero there. If there's already a hero there, I'm going to put this. If there is already a hero here, then start them recruiting max subordinates. They should probably, I'll put this note somewhere else, but they should probably get some sort of negative to be recruiting during war, or maybe a positive. We'll put this somewhere. Heroes, do we have some sort of recruiting of war? We can put in war. Yeah, we'll put in war. Where the fuck did that war go? War. When a defending hero is initially recruiting defenders, possibly they should get a bonus to recruitment. Okay, when this, oh wait, next round's at the bottom, huh? All right, so then back to here. I like it, like I always say, I kind of like rewriting a bunch of old shitty code. It's kind of fun. Okay, so we're passing in a battle location is the county, and we get the county data. If the hero list is greater than 1, then start recruiting max. We need to spawn them. Spawn hero and start recruiting max subordinates. Is there a better way to find this? Heroes in county list is greater than 0. For each hero, we have something down here, though, that I noticed that's like a sorting of lists. So what is this thing? This, if the faction good amount is greater, oh, we have to be able to pay for the hero. These are possible defenders. For each hero, the highest loyalty adds to the... We did like a loyalty check. Oh, so we do a loyalty check on these guys. Loyalty check number, loyalty... Oh, we don't like... We just make sure that they have a high enough loyalty or they run away. Okay, so it doesn't know what this list is. We can fix that. So we actually... This is kind of redundant here. So if the hero in the county list is greater than 0 as well, we go through and we see if they're a faction leader, we change into an army. We don't need to do that anymore. And then we're returning once again. So this is, yeah, this is all fucked up. But then we have this big else up here. Okay, let's do this. If there's already a here, spawn and then start them recruiting max. So but we do, I think we want to use this list. This part's kind of a good idea. And we do need to check. So let's actually copy this. And we'll just edit this. We'll actually cut this. We'll cut this garbage and we'll put this garbage up here and we'll edit it to be better. Okay, KD. We have all sorts of issues, but we'll figure it out here. So if there's already a hero here, for each population in here, we're just going to try. We're just going to go through and try to hire them. No, this is wrong. It's not wrong. It's just not a good way to do it. Okay, so let's do this differently. If this is greater than 1, for each it's sometimes when I go back to old code like this though, sometimes I'm surprised at how complicated I made stuff because I remember this is like supposed to be in each round should be like just a little addition, and we've only looked at this once, I'm pretty sure, and it's actually I'm surprised we did like a loyalty check, etc., etc. So we want to we want to so we're going to go through every single one of these guys. And we're getting the faction data for each one. They should all be, okay, heroes and county. Defending county's name. We don't need that. That was some other weird. Okay, so if this is greater than the cost of a hero, then we're not, we need to rename this first. For each possible defender, so okay, so we can do this better already. We can do this better. So there's different ways. Yeah, this is some old shit. Okay, so first things we can do is we'll cut this and we'll put this up here. And well, okay, we need this. If the hero, we can cut this. And then we just fucking return out of here. Okay, so if the faction doesn't have the influence to hire a hero, then just get the fuck out of this method. Okay, if it's if it's less than or equal to, if it's less than the cost of a hero, if the faction goods influence amount is less than the cost of a hero, get the fuck out of here. Okay, so we're done with that. If there's a hero here, spawn hero, and recruit the max. We'll do that in a second. First, we got to do if there is a hero here. No, this is, we're going to go. The thing is, no, we do need to do, okay, wait. We get the fuck out of here. And then Do we even need to check this count though? Because we can do this if you for each an empty or a list with nothing. It doesn't error out or anything. It just doesn't do it. Which I don't think I was aware of that in the good old days here. Um, so we go through this list, but we wouldn't want to go through. Well, no, it wouldn't do it. So what would it happen if we just didn't do it? We're checking this count again. If fashion doesn't have their influence, then just get the fuck out of this method. Perfect. Then it's going to go through the possible defenders for each hero here, and it's going to add for them in this list. If they're greater, it adds them to the list. So then we have the possible defender count. If the count is greater than... Okay, no, because then that would for each this whole thing. This needs to go up here. Why would I do that? I was probably, oh my God, this was probably such a nightmare when we had more than one. Okay, so this is going to go through possible defender. Possible defender. I see what we were doing. There's probably a better way to do this, honestly. We might ask ChatGPT afterwards. Okay, so it's going to go through the heroes in the county. There probably is... So the idea here is that we would go through the heroes first, and if there isn't enough heroes, then we hire a hero. We recruit a hero. That's what this is doing. Because this is supposed to be, well, we try to recruit a hero. Okay, so we add them to this list. If the possible defenders.count is greater than 0, so at this point we would check their loyalty, and we would have a list. If it's greater than 0, order the possible defenders list by highest cool and rifle skill. Okay, order descending, whatever. So then what happens? Then we had like a GD print or some shit in here. Single wings, how's it going? Let's do this. Because looks like it's just some testing thing I was doing. Bacon, egg, and grits. I'm down for the bacon and the eggs. I don't think I've ever had grits, actually. I'm trying to think. I've only heard terrible things about grits. That's not what I was originally about to say, but when you said grits are the best, dude, I've only heard terrible things about them. But what I was about to say was biscuits and gravy. I had at some point in my life, and it was like the grossest, soggiest mess. And then one of my friend's dads made biscuits and gravy when I was like at their house or whatever one time for breakfast. I wonder what the fuck this is. And it was so good. It was really spicy, but it was so good. And it changed my opinion on it. So like I try to be more open to like new things when someone says like, no, you probably just had it made wrong. And it's like, yeah, I might have actually just had it. I think whatever the original time I had biscuits and gravy was probably like at a Denny's or something. And no wonder it tasted like shit, right? People who don't like grits are the pastiest white people on the planet. I could be one of the pastiest white people on the planet. I could be. I like one of my girlfriends said that I don't. I'm a picky eater and I just like bland food. Shrimps and grits are delicious. Shrimp and grits. Uh, yeah, I don't know if I've ever had them. I don't think I have. So then what are we doing here? You're in the south though, so that would be expected. We don't need to change to an army. Return possible defenders 1. Okay, we're not returning anything anymore. There is no returning happening here. It looks like we're missing a. This needs to be in here too. Yeah, this is surprisingly more complicated than I remember. Okay, so this orders it, and we have a possible defenders. Okay, so we return the list, and we still have this list called possible defenders. We're not actually returning anything, though, anymore. So this needs to go, though. So what is this thing? Heroes and county. No, this is wrong. Get select county. This would now be called county. Sainsbury's. Yeah, isn't it a bummer? That happens actually. That's a common thing, just being white, as people assume that. I was walking the night Obama. I've probably told this story 500 times. The night Obama was elected, me and my friend just went to a bar. It just happened to be the night that Obama was elected. You know what I mean? Like, we weren't going there to celebrate anything. We just wanted to get shit-faced. And we were leaving the bar, and a white dude approached us and said, "Can you believe we just elected an N-word?" But he said the actual N-word. I'm laughing because it was so out of the blue. And I said, dude, that seems kind of uncalled for. And the guy was so shocked that we were not racist as well. He looked at us in surprise, and then he looked at us like, "Oh my God, I'm going to get my ass beat." And he turned and started running away. I'm not even joking, like literally running for it. And it was just so bizarre of an experience, and stuff like that's happened throughout my life. You got profiled by both parties, yeah. I was wearing a beanie to a bar, and the guy assumed I voted because you had a beanie. Now that based on attire is kind of interesting too, and I do it as well, and I try to catch myself. You know what I mean? I try to assume I immediately have a thought, and then I go, well, I should probably check, not assume. We don't need this null thing in here anymore either. Yeah, and so that's the thing. A lot of times I'll see someone, I'll be like, "Oh God, this is some redneck," and then I got to think, well, yeah, I don't actually know that. They could just dress that way, especially in Portland. Like trucker hats and cowboy boots are kind of hip, They could be a hipster. All right, what are we doing here? County. We got the county, and then we added them to this heroes and county list. So this doesn't actually happen here either. Let's just get rid of this thing because I don't remember what I was doing there. I think I would just get. So we have a possible defender. We could have a possible defender at this point. Shouldn't this be greater than 1? Because we don't need to sort shit if there's only one of them. So we have this. We're twerking on? I know you had working, but we are rewriting some of the. So the war thing works where you declare war and you go to the new place, but it actually, I guess it doesn't work. I just said it worked, but when it gets to the new place, it's confused on who to spawn and how defense works because this code is really old, but also, actually, it honestly looks like it The real problem is that this code is just really old, and I have changed and hopefully improved. It is a separate class, but for some reason we're in diplomacy here. I was saying that earlier. I'm like, I'm not sure if this is the right spot for these things, you know. Um, okay, so I might actually not put it in war, possibly in war actually, or put it in like some other thing. But right now I'm just leaving it in diplomacy, and we'll figure that out later. I want to see how many of these war type things are in diplomacy because there's this was like actually like way more complicated than I thought it would. We're missing something down here, but it looks like this is all garbage. Oh no, we haven't done a declaration of war, but it's commented out. Yeah, well, so basically I'm rewriting this thing that was very strangely written before. So we have this. If it's greater than one, then we order the list, and then we need to spawn it. Basically, that's the next step is we need to spawn. No, we need this in here. This is right. This is going to be possible defender 0 though, because we've gotten this list. Yeah, so we have this list, and we've ordered the list. We're pulling out the first person. If this is null, we need to token spawner spawn this guy right here. And what do I need in here? Like the county or something? Yeah, county. So we can go globals, instance, get. And this one is going to be. You know what's funny is we could have just passed in the one person and gotten this information in the spawner. Maybe at some point there might be times where we're spawning things in different places. That would not make sense though. So that's going to be location dot county node, comma. Okay, so this is going to spawn. Yeah, it could be. My fear is there might be too much in it, because I was actually surprised how many. We're already going. You know what I mean? Like we're already filling shit up, and we haven't even gotten rolling on the diplomacy. Oh, this is the thing where we just got rid of this. We don't need that anymore. So I had like a method inside another method for no apparent reason, and stuff like that. So that's what's going on here, is like cleaning some of that old shit up. Okay. So if this, we do this order, what happens if if there's nothing in here? It probably throws an error, which is, well, I could put a question mark here, but then we also need to return out of here. We would be done at this point. What? Why can't I return? Break? Break? I need to get out of here. But it goes gray. I don't want to return anything, actually. I want to break. No, not yield break. Where did yield come from? Unresolved jump. Okay. Yeah, it's return. I suddenly like, whoops. Suddenly, oh, is it because we're at the end anyways? It's like we're already here. It could be. I have a feeling this is not going to work. I think we need a question mark there so that, and I think we can turn this into, no, I'm going to leave it like this. We can fix that up later. I think this has to be a return. And I think that's great because, so what we need to do now is if there's, so on the declaration of war, we actually should be doing this, not, I'm going to put a thing here. No, not that much. Go back. On the declaration of war. Back to people assuming things. This just popped in my head. I took a day off work yesterday. I was going to go shoot my bow, and so I was waiting for a lift sitting on my front porch with my bow, which is in a bag, and it looks like a gun. It looks like a gun case. And I wish that I had got a different one, but and somebody was walking their dog down the street, and he was just staring at me. And there is a weird thing in Portland where people like, so San Diego, people generally don't stare at each other because it's kind of like a threatening thing. You know, like if you're staring at someone, they're gonna want to know why the fuck you're staring at them. Portland people will sometimes just stare at you, like just openly staring. It's kind of strange, definitely. And so he was just staring at me, but I imagine he was staring because I was sitting down, but I had the thing like held in my hand. Anyways, right at that same time, my lift started pulling up, so I stood up and started walking towards my lift, and he looked like he was about to freak out and start running down the street, like I was coming towards him, and it was definitely a Portland moment of them assuming things. I don't know what he was assuming, but I knew he was assuming something. But I am going to take a quick break and um, where is my break timer? There it is. All right, I will be back in less than 5 minutes. All right, I'm back. For some reason, I wanted to, like, my brain wanted me to do my intro. Um, all right, what the hell are we doing here? I was mid-typing of something. This should run. Let's just put this in here. Actually, whoa, right now. We got a P in here. And we need to put in war dot defender faction. I guess we don't know where the battle location is at this point. So what we would need to do is for each we would for each war, little war. Why are you not liking my little? Wait. That I know why. Faction data in war dot defender faction dot counties faction owns. Then we're gonna go through here. Come on. And here. Then what's your problem? The faction data, this should be a list of counties, isn't it? Yeah, county datas. Because, yeah, these are county datas. County data. I remember to turn off my break timer this time. County data. So we're going to have this happen. Oh, we're going to have to change. No. Oh, we're passing in a county? I guess we have to do that because and a long time ago I wanted to get rid of this county node, but we're actually using it all over the place. We are going to spawn and do all this. So in token movement, we're going to... we can put this over here. We're going to have to change... We're changing all this shit. Selected faction... This can be here. And this can be here. We can just do county data there. All right, so we're gonna spawn these guys. So this is gonna be like kind of a lot. Before they would only spawn if, yeah, we're gonna have to change a bunch of this shit. That's okay though, because this needed to get updated anyways, so. All right, so response to declaration of war, they're just gonna spawn a bunch of shit. Right now, that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna spawn a bunch of defenders. In every county they control, they're gonna do it. They're gonna try to. So back to this thing. We don't even need this check for defenders thing. Let's comment this out temporarily. And comment this out temporarily. I don't think we're gonna need this. Yeah, we're gonna have some problems here. We're gonna have some problems because we're gonna need to rearrange how that works. Check for and spawn defending hero. Actually, I probably shouldn't have renamed this because I want to see if this is anywhere else. So we actually can make this private now because it's only done there. All right, so back to this. Check for spawned armies. If there's one, then it returns all. Otherwise, it spawns one. Okay, get that weird, dumb shit out of there. If the faction doesn't have influence a higher hero, then just get the fuck out of this method. We could actually put this up at the top, but no, actually, because at this point, it's going to spawn them. We'll have to change this. We need them to spawn. This is going to go through them, each one on the list, and just spawn them, and that's not going to do us any good. We need them to spawn closest to the enemy armies first. Should we do that right now? No, we'll do that on the next round. War, spawn, enemy, defender, armies, heroes, closest to the enemy, to the attacker armies first, because they could run out of money. So we need to, like, if they don't have enough money, we're going to need our influence. We're going to need them to spawn there first. Maybe we'll do that right now. All right, let's do this other part first. So it's going to go through here. It's going to go through the first county if they have enough. If they have enough, they're going to go to the possible defenders. It's going to look for the heroes in the county, and if their loyalty is high enough, they're going to else make the low loyalty heroes flee the county. All right. So if back to war, we're gonna have to put a lot of notes. This is gonna be like a kind of a major rewrite. Look at all this stuff we're gonna do. Some of this we don't have to yeah, we're gonna. This is all very major, and I think we need to push to main much more regularly. I think what we should do is pretty much do it. I don't even know what branch we're on. We're on main. You have to switch branches here. Back to this. Sorry, back to this. Make low loyalty heroes. Well, this isn't happening when they're under attack, though. Flee. Or flee when an attack comes. Make low loyalty here. Flee when war is declared. We need to do something with these low loyalty guys. I don't know what. So a question mark is fine. But that, yeah, we'll leave that there. So we add them in there. We're not, if it's more than one, then what do we got going here? If it's more than one, then we order them by their skill. So what does the other guy do? If he is equal to null, then we spawn him and we return. Now the return is working. But that's not, we're not done at this point, though. At this point, so if is equal to null, we spawn him and we return. But we need in here. Okay, I think we needed this at 0. Then this goes in here. And then else. Now I'm listening like Sting. If this is greater than 0, we do this stuff. Else, we need to now go through the whole population and convert one of them to a hero and then have them start. Oh, we also need to have them start. Have the heroes start recruiting subordinates, recruiting max subordinates, and depending, yeah, and equip best equipment. Maybe equipment should be set by the AI personality. Okay, so we want that. If the possible defenders count is greater than 0, we do this, and we return the fuck out of there because we're done with it. Else, we need to go through every population. This looks like this is all dog shit. Well, we can keep part of this. We need to take the... we need to take... I think you can... Maybe you can just take... We want the highest loyalty person. So it's like the highest loyalty person volunteers to join, to lead the defense. Doesn't mean they're gonna be good, but they'll defend. They'll be the highest loyalty person will lead the defense. So the whole thing is the defenders should have an advantage, and that's what we're doing here. Is the defenders are gonna have like a kind of advantage of spawning a bunch of armies to defend, but they won't have it. Like the heroes will start recruiting, but they might not be able to recruit enough people in time as your army marches on them, and your guys they'd be untrained or whatever. Training is a thing we haven't even got to yet. For each population data in the county population data list, actually I'm going to have ChatGPT. And we can just do this. Thought I had ChatGPT open. Guess not. Guess I closed it. No, I did. I want to get the population data with the highest population data dot loyalty adjusted. If you want to grab the population data object, the highest loyalty adjusted from the cleanest way is to use max by available. I've never even heard of this. Oh, maybe we did. Get the population with the highest loyalty adjusted. If you're on C8, C# 8, and don't have, you can order by descending. Wait, we're on 8. Faster and no link allocations. Wait, what? Faster? What do you mean faster? Manual loop faster avoids link overhead. What? Is link slow? Is link slow? Isn't slow, but it's not free either. Why does suddenly shit talking link? It's always throwing link shit at. Very readable, concise. Sure it is. Maybe to a pro. Declarative style makes code easier to reason about. Optimize under the hood. Creates enumerators, sometimes temporary collections, like when you call ordered by, adds a little overhead. In tight loops or when calling thousands of times per frame, this overhead can add up. For your case, tens or hundreds of items. Okay, we're gonna use link. We're gonna have hundreds, but copy code. We're gonna do this. Loyalty adjusted. Is this a uppercase? I think it might have a. It's private. Oh yeah, it is an uppercase. It's a getter setter. All right, so highest loyalty population. So now we have the highest loyalty population according to this thing. So now we need to convert this convert, what did I call this? I know aid is in there. Okay, maybe I don't. Let's look at our population data again. I know we had convert to army, but do we have a higher aid? Yeah, higher aid, I was just thinking about. Oh my god, these DTOs are going to be in the way of everything. Jesus Christ, this thing's long. Passive research, no. Return population data from no. Check for perk, update activity, update destination, update current, add random happiness, get activity name, random check will work loyalty. What? Is hero spawned? Oh, look at this. We have this written in here. And I have those other things checking for the hero. Fucking checking for the null. Remove from county. Update. Remove. Get full name. Get personality from enum. We don't have anything. What happens when we click the hire an aid thing? I don't think this will ever go away, by the way. I think this, every time I open this goes back to setting them like this. And I absolutely despise it. It makes me not want to use these things. The export groups. Here's like another one, you know. Here's another one. Well, this one didn't have it, so maybe they do stick. So when we hit hire a dude here, main population description panel, we have recruit aid button. There is no script on that, which kind of surprises me. I assume there would be a script on that. Recruit aid recruit button. Aid recruit button? Check for, no, aid recruit button. What happens when you click on it, man? There's 6 instances. Open confirmation panel. Hero confirmation panel. Army leader recruited. I wonder why we called this army leader recruited. Hero confirmation panel. This is not convoluted at all. Where? Oh, it's a whole thing down here. All right, so what happens when you hit yes? Yes button. So this sets the hero if army leader recruited equals false, the aid type gets that. It's added into the hero and added to the dictionary. This should be somewhere else in one thing. You know what I mean? Like this shouldn't, so we can use it in both places. Because right now it's used here, but it's, we have all sorts of shit in here. Check if population is hero. If the population is here already, then it removes it from the population. The player gets charged for the hero. Does this do something? It hides the yes button. Honestly, this whole thing, because we are assigning like sprites and shit. Make population idle, population update to the description info. That's if you're looking at it. I wonder if it matters if it's hidden. It doesn't matter. This whole thing, this yes button, could be all in some other spot, or be one thing that other things can hit, except for the last thing that says hide. So what we'll do, this is going to be kind of a pain though. Wonder why I make the population idle. I guess it stops whatever they were doing before. So from here, from here up, we can convert to some, we can move this around. We're going to move it. It should be in population data, honestly, because that's where, that's what we're doing. We'll put it right here. Public convert population to aid. I'm going to put this in here. We don't need this anymore because we don't have this other thing. Now I'm listening to the Sex Pistols. What the fuck is going on in here? This is a public void. Population data equals this. Population data equals this, and then we'll just put population data dot convert population to aid, hopefully here. Check if hero is, where did I pull this thing from? How much time do I only got like a minute left here. Well, okay, 15 minutes. Check if, what does this thing do? What does it really do? Charge for hero. It removes it and it sets is hero true. If hero is equal to is not equal to false. Wonder why we're checking this at all. What if you said E is equal to true? Like, why was that? This is that's the second time recently where I've found like is not equal to false or something. We're gonna move this to here. Yeah, this is some major tearing of things. And then up here, oh, I didn't cut this stuff though. We're gonna cut this all the way down to here. But we need to put in that population. We don't know the population data. We do too. Oh, we don't. What was the population data that I had like there was one in here. We'll keep that, and then we'll go down to here. And I want to double check that I moved that make them idle or whatever. I did. And then over here, population data, convert to aid. So we'll do all that. Yeah, this is how it should be. Then we got some more. No, that air is gone. KD this thing. That was so weird the other day how that happened. Where's this make idle? Was that also sitting in here? Oh my god, it is. Sometimes I wonder what I was going. I think maybe I was just trying to get it finished, and so I was just sticking everything wherever. But it definitely should not have been in there. This should be very simple. Yeah, it should be like this. Very simple. It's just getting everything it needs to do should, yeah. And we probably don't need army leader recruited at all. I was about to say, did you win? Did you say, I don't think I saw. Were you playing poker? We'll get rid of this. Poker cash game. The thing you got to remember though, there's probably people that, what do they call them in video games? No-lifers. Who just sit there, like, you can't compete against the no-lifers in video games. How, like, I can only imagine what poker is like. There's poker places. Tryhards, yeah, yeah, those too. There's poker places in Portland. Never been to them. I thought about it a couple of times, but I don't know. I'm cheap. Do you? Yeah, but yeah. So what do they also call them? Sweats. Sweats, I think, are something else though in video games. They like, I don't know. But yeah, like competing with the no lifers in video games. Like, so that's a complaint that people have with, especially like Tarkov and stuff, is that like there's a limited number of people playing Tarkov, and 50% of them are no life streamers. And like they just stream 12 hours a day playing Tarkov, and then you run into them in game and they obliterate you and they make fun of you, and you're like, how am I supposed to compete, dude? I have a day job. And so yeah, it's the same. I imagine it's the same thing, especially probably more hardcore because there's money on the line. You think you're good, and then you go and these guys have played 12 hours a day. Went to Vegas and they wrecked you. How many people are you playing against normally? Eight, like the full table, I imagine. Yeah, no, it's definitely a problem. Tarkov, it's really a problem, and that's why I stopped playing live Tarkov and I just play SPT subordinate. It's because it's just too. It's like it's not fun. And I didn't have that big of a problem with it, but there was a Tarkov event where all of those people were off doing the event, and me and my friend were playing against other normal people, and the game was so much fun, and that made me like suddenly dislike normal Tarkov because I didn't know that it could be fun in that way. We had like these running gun battles with other humans that were like similar skill level, where it was like we were fighting these two dudes and they were fighting us. So like imagine from their point of view, it's 2-on-2, which is pretty even. We were probably evenly. Nah, they were a little bit worse than us actually. But then these other two guys saw us fighting and came charging over to fight us. So we were like in a triangle of battle, and it was pretty intense and fun. And we ended up killing. We ended up killing the first two guys, but they killed my friend, and then I just beat feet. I just ran for it, and like that whole thing, just like I was like, that never normally happens because there's some no lifer sitting on a hill somewhere just shooting you, and you don't even know where the guy is, and you're dead. And it's made me not want to play live Tarkov anymore because of that. Um, yeah, and it's exactly what you're saying. You want to have fun. You're not like don't want to spend like your whole just stressing on it. Yeah, I think that So is it like that with poker? There's the no lifers, I imagine. And I don't know how there's so many people who have that much time on their hands. So what the hell were we doing here? I can feel myself kind of burning out. I'm programming right now, is what I mean. Not burning out, I'm like fading. Fading is the word we used to say. All right, we're getting the highest loyalty population. We need to convert this person to an aide. Why don't you like that? Null reference exception. What? Let's make ChatGPT do this. I get a null reference exception warning. I guess that's true. You know, so I'm not very good at poker. I'm okay. But you know, there's the thing like don't play a losing hand. Like just don't. Like if you have the shittiest hand, you're just not supposed to play it. Last time, so the time before last, it's really hard to play against people who play every hand regardless. Like with that strategy, because they're gonna play every hand. You gotta like whatever. But so the time before last that I played, every hand I got was just dog shit, and so I had to play some of them. I had no choice at that point. But I basically just got eaten alive by like the antes and stuff. You know, I had to bluff sometimes. But because there's always in like a home game, a lot of times there's always someone who's going to call you. They don't give a fuck. It's impossible to bluff because they don't understand what a bluff even is. They're always going to go like someone's always going to call you, right? It's very rare that you can bluff anyone in a like a home game. And so they were actually like making fun, oh, you didn't play enough hands, man. And I was like, dude, I'm not going to play a losing hand. Most recent time I played, I annihilated them because they were like, oh, he never plays hands, man. He just sits there. And so they assumed that it was the same thing. I knew that they were going to call me. I actually got good hands, and I just fucking annihilated them because I would just be like, I could have a pair of aces, and they're just like, oh, he never plays hands or whatever. He sucks at this. And because I knew that I would always get called that I could like, if you have a good hand. Anyways, the long story short is I feel like it's different too when you're playing against people who know how to play versus people who don't. I don't think people would have. I think they would have been more conservative with their going all in or pressing me so hard. Because they were just like, oh, he sucks. He's terrible. He lost the last one and he only played like 5 hands the whole time, And I was just like, yeah, because I got shit cards, but this time I got good cards. And the biggest shit talker was so humiliated because he just kept shit talking, and then I just like took him like on like the third hand I played, I just took all of his chips, and he was just like, what? To be able to bluff against folks who play the meta, yeah. And I noticed. So there was another guy at the table last time I played who had also played, like, who knew that rule, the rule of don't. He was more a conservative player like me, and he couldn't believe that people were going all in or betting up. He was just like, what the fuck is going on here? Why is there always like 3 people calling when they literally have nothing in their hand? And the fact that they're calling, but they know that there's always going to be someone else calling too. They're just going for pure luck. They're like, well, I hope I get I have a 6 and a 9. I'm gonna call and hope that I get a card instead of even guessing what the chances of getting, 2 cards or whatever. It's like one time I saw someone get a flush with a 6 and a 9, or not a flush. Yeah, a flush. Straight? Yeah. No, straight flush. Both. Anyway, yeah. So that was more of like I knew the people, but yeah, I don't know. What the hell are we doing here? Um, if the empty lists are expected, use the null check. Yeah, and I'm not a very good poker player. My ex-girlfriend, I bet you, would have wrecked us all. She won some champ. I got her into poker, and she won some like local championship. It's because she's heartless. No, a little joke there. um, she has no feelings or thoughts. She's like a machine. No. If this is equal to 0, throw this exception. It's still. Oh, I somehow got this in here twice. Do this. And I actually am curious if this shouldn't happen. I can actually think of it happening though. There are times that this would happen. So what if we just return from here actually? Because this is a possibility. It's a very rare possibility, but it could. Um, oh, the other thing was I was mostly sober. That was a big. Everyone else was much more drunk than me. That was a huge advantage. And that's the first time I was talking about I was mostly drunk too. Definitely a huge advantage was the sobriety. All right, so we have this. We're going to convert the aid to a population, or convert the population to an aid, I mean. Actually, I'm going to push the code and I'm going to call it a day. Like I said, I'm feeling a little burned already. All the computers set up ahead of time. We did do a bunch of shit though. We are not going to push to main though. Let's go to a new branch. We'll call this. What are we doing? We're doing some more diplomacy. What did we call that other branch? Updated. What? Whoops, we're on. Here we go. How much money were you betting? If you're willing to, you don't have to tell me. That's I'm so cheap that. Okay, so we can call this diplomacy. 2K. Oh my God, no, Joker. No, he was not. 2K a hand. Jesus Christ. That would be like if you don't even play, you gotta pay fucking. I guess you don't have to, but the little blind would be at 1K. That would be insane. That would be insane. Um, let's do this. Let's call it war diplomacy. I really want to start pushing shit more frequently. I know I always say that. Um, worked on spawning defending armies. But we got to do it. It wants me to log in. This is a terrible song that I'm listening to as well. I knew that it was going to ask me to log in, but then I was thinking maybe I'll get lucky and it will just know. I did have to install get on this computer. Like I said earlier, it's actually surprisingly easy to get your development environment going for Godot. I almost did it. I almost waited. I almost did it with this computer because it didn't have any of this stuff. I almost did it on stream because I wanted to show, because I was curious if I'd run into any weirdness, and it was pretty much no weirdness. Am I even logged in? I am. All right, so we got that done. So there was one thing I forgot to install. So I actually didn't forget to install .NET. I knew I'd have to do it at some point, and Writer actually gave me this little arrow over here that said like install .NET, and I was like, oh yeah. And then it gave me, so after .NET was installed, and then it said, did you know like Git wasn't installed? If you want to use it, you need to download and install it. And I literally could just click the link, and then it downloaded and installed it. And Git is like so easy. Like I didn't have to do anything. So it was really quite simple. But that's it for me today. I am going to be on tomorrow unless something happens. And this seemed to have worked out. Like, this is my old video game computer. It's just all video games, man. Anyways, that's it for me. Thank you for joining.